operation on the go near Durban. Let's go live to him now. Dasen, hello to you. Where do we find you, and just how well are authorities handling the massive traffic volumes this weekend?
Well, Gareth, the authorities have certainly been busy, and particularly from yesterday, and that's when we saw an influx of visitors coming into the province, and in particular Durban. At some point during the course of the day, figures of about between 2,000 and 3,500 cars coming in through the Marion Hill Toll Plaza were recorded. And even though the weather is not playing its part this weekend, you'll see that the rain is starting to come down. As we were getting here to the Metro Police headquarters, the beaches were still quite full. The parking lots were packed. People were still braaiing out there, seemingly oblivious to all of the rain. But that's not the only place that's been busy. You'll see that there are also some officers here at the Metro Police headquarters. They are on the streets as well, and they are planning to make sure that all of those people that are in the province behave themselves during this time. I have the spokesperson, Senior Superintendent Parbu Supasad, with me at the moment, and I'll just bring him into the conversation. Firstly, Parbu, you've had a large number of people coming into the province. The estimation is between 800,000 to 1 million. How has your team been handling that so far, with all of this starting yesterday?
Thanks, Dasen. I think the team has been handling it very, very well. Today at midday we saw an influx of and large volumes of traffic coming from Gauteng province, and we had a chopper in the air with RTI. They were monitoring the route, the Sandrail route from Mooi River all the way to Durban, and the toll roads, the toll booths were not coping very well. However, we diverted the traffic onto the M13 Fields Hill and got the traffic moving down to Durban. But
what about incidents? Have there been any accidents with all these people on our roads?
Nothing serious has been reported so far, but we are expecting, due to the rain, due to the roadway, we are expecting some accidents to occur.
Drunken driving is always a problem during this time of the year. Have there been any arrests so far since the festive season began?
Yes, since the festive season began, I'm talking about from the 1st of December, we have netted over 98 drunken drivers, and last night at our roadblocks we had 47. And as I've explained previously, we had over 5,200 from January 2018.
And this is now surely only the start of these operations. I know that this team is among those that will be on the streets tonight. What is in store for motorists?
Well, we've saturated our blue light patrols. We've teamed up with the South African Police Services, RTI, and private security, and also the UIP for the areas.
Okay, so Gareth, it seems like there'll be a number of roadblocks as well tonight and during the next few weeks as well, leading into January. Already many arrests for drunken driving. That's still a huge problem, and that's something that even paramedics were telling us yesterday has led to a number of deaths on the roads.
And Dasen, despite the fact, as I say, thank you to you and your guest, despite the fact that we know there's going to be roadblocks, people still getting behind the wheel to head out on their holiday journeys while drinking as well. So I know that last year, and I'm sure you'll do it this year, you would have spent some time with the paramedics that you were talking about. Just give me a sense of just the kind of service that these people are providing, knowing how many people are going to be on the roads, how many people that they have to look after, and unfortunately when an accident does take place, they're having to deal with that as well.
That's right. In fact, yesterday I spoke to Gareth Jameson of Rescue Care. That's one of the private ambulance services in Durban. And he was just saying that during this time, none of his staff are allowed to take any leave. So that really applies to most people in the emergency services sector. None of them are on leave. All of them are on the roads. They're working long shifts, and they're making sure that all of the people that are in the province and in the city during this time are safe. But it seems that it's still a very difficult process to get people to put down their car keys after they've had a few drinks. They were also saying that one of the other contributing factors to road accidents is texting and driving. And even yesterday when we were at the Marion Hill toll plaza and police were stopping vehicles that were coming through, some of them even had their cell phones on their laps. So these are really simple things, Gareth, but it seems that many motorists are not obeying these simple rules.
And Dasen, give us a sense as we begin to build up what no doubt will be the coverage you'll bring to us in a few weeks of beach safety and safety in Durban's waters. How long do you know that the intense road safety campaign is going to be in place, or is this going to be running all the way through December before authorities start changing tact?
Well, generally, Gareth, just in the past, it's always run into January, and that's when, you know, the numbers start to decline a little bit as the schools reopen and people start to leave the province as well. The city of Durban, says that it is quite prepared. On the beaches, in fact, they have additional lifeguards. There are also security officers that are there. There are also certain services that are provided for kids, where there are wristbands that are issued so that none of them get lost. So all of those things are currently in place at the moment, and they will be for a while. And as I've mentioned before as well, the Metro Police also on the streets, bolstered by the SAPS, the RTI also assisting in conducting certain roadblocks. So certainly a hub of activity in the city, just to make sure that all of these visitors are safe during this time.
Dasen, my final question to you, and we always forget that one of the largest numbers when it comes to road fatalities, perhaps down in KZN specifically, is not just motorists in their vehicles, it's also pedestrians. And with so many people heading down to those beaches and those beach areas, it's the drunk driving, yes, one, but two, it's the pedestrians that actually end up paying the price, particularly along that beach promenade area, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. In fact, jaywalking is still a problem, and I just want to bring Superintendent Pablo Supersad back in for this. The anchor is just asking me about the issue of jaywalking and pedestrians also being drunk and being disorderly as well. Has that been a problem, just very briefly?
Yes, Dasen, it has been a serious problem, especially on the major roads. That's the N2, N3. We have started a pedestrian project plan, and it was an education drive to basically warn now the pedestrians of the roadway that they're not supposed to use the roadway, not supposed to cross the roadway. The fatalities of pedestrians is also very, very high in the province. So together with RTI, we have embarked on a project to an education drive to try and warn these pedestrians from using the roadway. Jaywalking is also a serious concern in the CBD. We've had some fatalities in the CBD with jaywalking. We have started an education drive for now.
Thank you very much, Senior Superintendent Pablo Supersad. There you have it, Gareth. There is a drive now to educate pedestrians on how to conduct themselves. But just to bolster what he said as well, paramedics have also been issuing reports, and you'll see that there have been a number of pedestrian accidents as well during this time. So I guess, as you mentioned as well, there also needs to be a fair amount of emphasis placed on how you conduct yourself when you're on foot, as much as you are in a car.
It's a very good point. Dasen Thathiah, thank you very much indeed. Keeping an eye on the road safety campaign for both vehicles and pedestrians down in Durban.